Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper One. I hope you're prepping, hope you're preparing, but there's a lot of crazy things happening in this world. I haven't done a video in a while. I hope you're prepping during that time. I hope you're taking this seriously. I don't want you being fearful, but I want you to be making preparations, wise preparations. I want to talk about Ukraine. I'm tired of Ukraine. I'm tired of sending my money. It is my money. I pay taxes. And I send a check to the government, and then they turn around and send it to Ukraine. This week, Zelensky said that it's the world's problem, the world's fault that Russia's making major advances into his country. Because we, especially the U.S., he pointed out the U.S., the recent money was held up because Congress didn't allocate it. And so he's blaming us. First of all, I'm tired of Ukraine. Not one dime of tax money should go over there. Not one service member should be at risk over there. As I really study the issues, we've had our hands in there. We've had our hands in there to destabilize it. We've had our hands in there to put Zelensky in power. And it's really none of our business. But now he's blaming us for Russia's advancements. I saw a lady the other day. She had a big Zelensky picture on the front of her shirt. This is in the United States, in my county, not far from here. And it had the big Ukrainian flag. Just made me sick. I was like, okay, you go fight. If that's what you want to wear, you go fight for them. And you'll realize that the United States meddled in that and caused this problem. Without hands down, we have caused the situation in Ukraine. We have destabilized that area, and Zelensky has gone along with it. Because of money. There's so much corruption, and it's slowly coming out. The average American doesn't really care, though, because I don't know if the brain cells up here aren't clicking. They just live their lives, and really maybe they're just struggling to get by and pay their bills. Maybe that's one of the reasons. But Zelensky has clamped down on religious organizations, especially anything that have to do with the Russian Orthodox Church, arrested people, closed their churches. So he's not a friend of democracy. Next is he's not going to have elections. So he thinks because we're in a war, we don't have to, honor some fundamental things. And fundamentally, it's an election because maybe he'll get booted out. Someone else will come in with a mandate to have a peace treaty. But why in the world would Russia want a peace treaty now? They've offered it. The United States and Great Britain has been instrumental in making sure 18 months ago or more that the peace treaty did not work. Because we want a war with Russia. We want to weaken Russia. The crazy thing is our military is not ready for a war with Russia, and I don't want to fight the Russian people. If you look at the Russians, let's not talk about communism. Let's just talk about what's going on over there. I have a friend over there. He lives in Crimea, so I know firsthand what's going on over there because he calls me. First of all, he feels safer walking down the street than he did in the United States. He says things are much more wholesome over there. There's not a woke agenda. There's not a lot of the left liberal, anti-religious, anti-God things pushed on them. There's not the whole sinful things over there like we have over here of trying to be diversity, equity, inclusion. He feels better over there. I have no idea why we in America would like to fight the Russians. They're not communists in the sense of they do have somewhat of a free market. Yes, there's a lot of controls, and it's not perfect, and I'm not defending them. What I am defending them is their more wholesome outlook on life than we have in the United States. So, no elections, religious persecution or shutting down religious organizations over there. They're grabbing people off the streets and putting them in the military. Fundamental right you should have as a person is the ability to decide if you have to go to war and die. I mean, that's just a basic right. If the cause is so great and is so important, you can convince people to go to war, then you probably have a good cause. Now, in the United States, we're going to lie, we're going to deceit, we're going to give you half-truths to get you motivated to do that. And I've seen it with me in the military. It's just a bunch of lies. So I don't care about Ukraine anymore. I have no idea why we keep giving them money we do not have. It's very sickening to see what's happening in Washington. The system is broken. It's not going to get fixed. That's why I'm working very, very, very hard. That's why I'm not doing videos. The bottom line, I have to get myself ready for what's coming. And I'm not trying to make you scared to death, but if you have half a brain, you can see what's happening. You can see the US dollar is definitely going to collapse. I mean, total collapse. You better be ready for this. If you're in the city, I hate to make you feel bad. I hate to pick on you. I'm not trying to do that. But if you're in the city and the collapse that I think is going to happen, you're not going to survive. It's going to be very hard for you to survive. Now, it's going to be hard for people in the country to survive unless you have a close community where you can organize every aspect of your life, from firefighting to security to food production to processing that food. What's your plan on fuel? What's your plan on heating? If things go sideways in this country, that we definitely could, there might be no electricity. So it's not going to be an easy walk in the park, but I will assure you, I have a better chance of surviving here than in Charlotte or Chicago or Denver. I have resources all around me. Yesterday, I had to chase off 2 bears. I think it was 1 bear, but 2 different occasions last night I had to chase off a big, big bear. That would have been a lot of meat for the community. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of meat for the community. You can't find that in Chicago. Now, granted, if you're in the city, you might be closer to warehouses that have lots of food stocked in them, but those are going to be stripped bare, or the food's going to be destroyed. If they're the refrigeration units, they're going to definitely not have refrigeration. The food's going to spoil before it can be given away or sold, or it's just going to be areas looted and things destroyed by fire. So I will take my chances in the country with good neighbors and the ability to plant lots of seeds, put them in the ground, harvest them, and get by. So I'm not trying to scare you, but if you're not motivated to prepare for what's coming, no one has a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. I study history. I looked at facts. I look at figures, and the figure is the U.S. dollar is collapsing. The government is spending more and more money. And you're going to be watching this, and you're going to watch it, and it's just going to be, okay, yeah, getting a little bit worse. But one day, there's going to be an event, maybe a black swan event, or there's just going to be an event where it's going to collapse quick. You're going to realize, oh my goodness, it's now $6 for a loaf of bread. Oh my goodness, tomorrow it'll be $10 for a loaf of bread, because no one will want your money. I hope you're preparing. Ukraine, I hope they lose. I hope they decide, hey, we need a peace treaty. You might not have a country because you're following leaders that are throwing you into a meat grinder, and it's a meat grinder. Sort of like the United States, we have a military right now, but what if our military was destroyed? How long would it take us to retrain? I will tell you, you can send a person to basic training, you can send him to AIT, that's his advanced training for his MOS, his job in the military, but really, you're not trained. It takes a couple years of good quality training after you get to your first unit to really get to where you're very proficient in your job, be it a drone operator, be it a nurse, be it whatever, an infantry guy, an engineer. It takes time working with all the other jobs out there in the military to become a cohesive fighting force. So if our military is destroyed quickly, I don't see us really getting something up that can fight it. I will also say the technology that we've been relying on, first-hand reports, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's all a lie. It's defense contractors becoming very rich, giving us a subpar piece of equipment. And it's just being proven over there. Our equipment is not working properly to the rate where the military-industrial complex said it would. People in other foreign countries are not fearing our weapon systems. It's actually a joke in some things. So keep prepping, keep preparing, and keep praying. Thanks for watching.